Hello, everyone, and welcome to the RV Inspection and Care podcast and video. I'm Dwayne. I'm a certified RV inspector, and today we're going to be talking about some quality control fails that I saw at a recent RV show in my area. It was a fairly large regional show, so there were a lot of brands there. There were a lot of RV dealers exhibiting their RVs. And you know, my channel is all about overall build quality coming out of the factory. I don't really talk much about features in RVs or layouts, equipment, amenities and luxuries and things like that. You can find all of that on other channels on YouTube. But I focus entirely on how well the factories are putting these things together before they come to you. And let me remind everybody that I am not paid for that. I am not sponsored by any RV manufacturer or anyone associated with the RV industry. I'm totally independent. Now, you may not agree with my assessments on some things, but the one thing you can know for sure is that it is my honest opinion without bias. So it means that I constantly inspect new RVs, and I inspect them at national RV shows like the two biggies, Hershey and Tampa, but also at regional shows as well. And in addition to all of that, I regularly go out and visit dealer lots and go through the new RVs there and see what I can find. So as a result of all of that, well, it's a lot of hard work, quite frankly, to do all of that and to keep doing it regularly. But I find that it's really the only way that I can help make sure that the recommendations I give you in my videos and in my guidebooks are accurate, that they're actually useful information that you can rely on. So it means I have to go through hundreds of RVs on a regular basis. And what I wanted to show you in this video today is some of the things that I see a lot as I go through my inspections of new RVs. So let's take a look at some of the issues that I found at this recent regional show. Let's start out with fit and finish issues that I saw at the show, and here's the first one. This is just, there's no excuse for it. A panel is just pulled completely away in the kitchen. This is not a small gap here. This is about 1.5 inches, almost 2-inch gap in the wall. That was easily seen. There's no reason why somebody didn't catch that before the show. Moving along, I saw a lot of this where the moldings were pulling away the cover of the molding and the moldings didn't actually match up and they were twisted and so on. This is a very common kind of fit and finish problem with especially poor quality RVs. Here again, you have the same type of thing up toward the ceiling, and clearly this is just not right. No one should have to pay for this with a new RV. Next up, just look at the ridiculousness of this seam. Where they put the cover, they actually went down the wall and then took it to the right as it goes down. So it curved as it went down the wall, creating all of these little spots where it didn't adhere to the wall itself. Just very poor work. Next up, we have a whole piece that's pulled away on a slide here. Once again, that happens. This is not the end of the world, but you should not be seeing that at an RV show. These kind of RVs should have been vetted enough so that you don't have these kind of issues that the buying public has to see as they come through. Here's a really interesting one. On one side of the slide, you had this trim piece that was completely off, laying down like this. You can see the gap back here that it was supposed to cover. But now let's go to the other side. Well, on that side, it's all laid down correctly, but totally missed the gaps at the top, at the ceiling. So it's not even in the spot where it needs to be to cover up the issues that it's supposed to cover. And that's just pathetic work. Next up, we have some issues like this, where there were doors that were completely off the hinges, not even able to be used in any way. Now, there's, again, no reason for this. This should have been easily seen before the RV went to the show, or at least at the show. They should have had someone taking care of it. Next up, you have another door issue here. And the problem is this is a barn door in an RV, but the bottom had no guide so that this door stayed in place as it slid back and forth. So it just slammed into the latch on the other side, and you can see right here all the damage that was being done to the door. Nobody should have missed this. This is very clear, very obvious. Now let's talk a little bit about some drawer issues and cabinet issues. Just look at this. I mean, there's just no excuse for having doors that line up this poorly, especially, once again, on a new RV. Just look at these doors here that are leading into cabinets. Every single one of them are leaning out. And I tried this over and over. I said something must be wrong here. I must be seeing this wrong. But no, that is where they actually came to rest as you pushed the door in. Now, if you want to know what it actually is supposed to look like, this is another model that was very similar, that had the same layout. And as you can see right there, the doors are supposed to be snug and fit. But nobody had even paid attention to the fact that those doors weren't even close to being right. Next up, just look at the lineup here on these particular doors for cabinets. I mean, nothing lines up here. This is just very poor workmanship. And now let's look at this video. Wow. I mean, this is just obvious. It was poking out. This whole backsplash was just poking out. And it was very obvious to see. That's why I made the video that you can see me pushing on it there to see that there's a real problem with it. Again, this should not be seen at a show. Now take a look at this. They actually brought a new RV that's missing part of its name. Now, would you think that, well, you know, this is just an accident, but the rest of the RV was pretty good? No, as I went through this RV, it was one problem after another. Clearly, the dealer just didn't care and brought the RV and figured people will ignore these issues. Well, that is just a little too obvious for me. Next up is a light assembly on the back that's actually busted and broken. I mean, these things can happen, but again, at a show, you shouldn't be seeing this. This should be taken care of before the show takes place. Now we're going to talk a little bit about joints and seams. And I saw so many sealant problems as I went through the show. Just look at this kind of poor sealant application. This is very common too. I mean, you see a lot of this on new RVs. I mean, look at this. Look at the gaps that are present here. And here's a actual video I made to show you of a whole slide where the sealant was just missing or gapped all the way down the slide. It wasn't just in small areas. And next up, let's look inside an RV, and there you go. You've got the same thing at a backsplash. This is just poor work from the factory, but you've got to say that RV dealers had to see these things, and they just brought the RV to the show anyway. Now, here's a couple of things I want to show you, and that is when they are building RVs at the factory, there's a lot of sawdust that's produced by the building process. When you see sawdust just laying on the floor in a new RV, that tells you that the dealer's done next to nothing to get that dealer ready or that RV ready to show. Now, once again, here's another example of this. I could have given you several examples, but I'm just showing you these are RVs that nobody's done anything to. This is the simplest thing, is just to sweep out the RV, but nobody has even thought to do that. So these are just a few of the things. There are many more videos and pictures that I took at the show of these kind of examples of things that just did not belong at an RV show. Well, clearly, many new RVs are going out of the factory with problems, as you can see. And honestly, I had a lot more examples that I could show you. A lot more pictures, a lot more videos, but there's just not enough time to go through all of that. So I chose a few to try to represent the various things that you can see were clearly not right with those new RVs. And something that RV inspectors know is that dealers, RV dealers, and especially the national chain dealers, they often promise that they're doing a pre-delivery inspection, but very often it's poorly done, if it's even done at all. And honestly, at this show, as you can see, there's really no excuse for those dealers not prepping the RVs before they go to a show to be shown by people coming in and out of them over and over again. They should have made sure that they were really right up to shape and were in good shape for everybody to see, but clearly they didn't. So if they're not going to prep these RVs for an RV show, do you think they're going to do it for each RV buyer? Probably not. And the examples I showed you in this video, they're easily seen. I didn't have to go looking for them anywhere. They were obvious. They were right out there. I will grant you this. Most of the things I have shown you are not super serious. They're not going to be majorly expensive to repair. But then I don't have the time to go through all of these RVs at a show thoroughly from top to bottom. And of course, the dealers wouldn't let me do that anyway. But here's what I have always said, and I think it's really true. It's something to remember. If you can see clearly that very little attention to detail has been given to the things that you can see in an RV, then most likely the things you can't see are at least as bad or even worse. And honestly, a lot of the problems I showed you today, most of them were from lower quality brands, the ones that I don't recommend. However, there was a few of the issues I showed you that were from the better quality brands. So what's the lesson here? Well, the lesson is that all RV builders struggle to some degree with consistency in the building process. That's because RVs are essentially made by hand. So the quality of any particular RV, let's say the one you buy, well, it will depend to a large degree on the knowledge, the skill, the attitude, and even the mood of the workers who worked on that RV as it went down the line. What I mean is this. If the crews that worked on your RV are used to working with one another. They're well skilled. They have a good relationship with the manufacturer. They feel good in their work. Well, then most likely you're going to get a good RV as a result of that. But on the other hand, if the workers are not used to working with one another, some of them really aren't as skilled as they should be. They're disgruntled about the way they're treated, and maybe they went out and had a little too much to drink the night before. Well, then you're probably going to get a problem RV as a result. So, the guidebooks that I produce about the various brands in each category of RV, whether it's a motorhome or a towable, those guidebooks help identify the better builders, the ones that produce more consistently good products coming out of the factory. And that's valuable information to have. But then I also produce 2 buying guides, one for used RVs and one for new RVs, that shows you how to buy an RV the right way. And if you use both of those guidebooks together, one for the category of RV that you're looking at and the brands in that category, and then the buying guide for either new or used RVs, depending on what you want, if you use those together, you can get a good RV, one that you can rely on and trust. You can avoid a lot of the hassle and the trouble that so many RV buyers come online and complain about. And less hassle, less frustration equals more fun and more RV enjoyment. And that's it for now. Have safe and happy travels, my friends. Until next time.